Get ready for a quick quest guide for the Hazeel Cult Quest, specifically for taking Hazeel's or the more evil side. The main rewards for this are 1,500 thieving experience, 2,000 coins, Hazeel's mark, and 1 quest point. While you won't need to have completed any quests, have any skills, or any items for this quest, a stamina potion will come in handy as there's quite a bit of running around involved. And while not essential, if you have access to any of the Ardougne cloaks, then having it for monastery teleports will save you a little time. Finally, you might also want to teleport for after the quest completion. Now you can begin this quest at the Carnelian Mansion, located in the southwestern corner of East Ardougne. To start, talk to Cyril Carnelian and ask him, "What's wrong?" And then after a little more dialogue, select yes to officially begin the quest, before then spacebarring through the rest of the chat. Now either use your Ardougne cape to teleport to the monastery and run northwest, or run out of the mansion and then run south across the bridge, before then going a little further south and then east whereby you'll find a cave entrance. Enter into the cave and then talk to the robed man named Clivet. Go through the rather long dialogue and then say, "Alright, I've made my decision." Afterwards follow this up by saying, "I'll help you," and then after a bit more chatter say, "Alright, how do I do it?" To then have Clivet hand you some poison. Now exit out of the cave by going up the staircase, and immediately to your north you'll find a valve. Choose to turn this valve and then select to turn it to the left. Next run east until you're a little past the fork in the road where you'll find another valve. Select to turn this valve and then turn this valve right. After this, run a little northwest where you'll find another valve between the 2 quest signs, just south of the zoo. Select to turn this and then turn it to the right. Next run southwest, looping around the bottom of the clock tower before going north, and south of the bridge you'll find a 4th valve. Select to turn this and then turn it to the right. Then finally run north across the bridge and a little to your east you'll find one final valve. Again select to turn this and turn it to the right. After all 5 valves have been turned, run a little north and go into the Carnelian Mansion. Go into the southeastern room and then climb down the ladder to enter the basement. Now you will want to use your poison on the cooking range northwest to dissolve it into the soup. And once this has been done, go back up the ladder and head into the southwestern room of the mansion. Here talk to Cyril and skip through the dialogue. After this is done, return back to the cave, either by exiting the mansion and running south across the bridge, before then going a little further south and east to reach the entrance, or by teleporting with your Ardougne cloak and running northwest. Enter into the cave and talk to Clivet before spacebarring through the dialogue where he will hand you Hazeel's mark. Next board the raft that's a little bit south, and after you arrive at a new destination run south whereby at the end of the passage you'll find Alamone. Talk to Alamone and then spacebar through the chat with him, whereby he requires you to fetch him a scroll. Afterwards run back north and take the raft back to where Clivet is before exiting out of the cave. Next run all the familiar way back to the Carnelian Mansion before talking to Butler Jones located in the southwestern room of the ground floor. After you've gone through the dialogue with him, you'll then want to return down into the basement. Once here, you'll simply need to search the crates directly to your northeast of where you entered to find a chest key. After you have it, then go back up the ladder and then go up the stairs. Enter the bedroom to your east and then knock at the slightly oddly coloured wall to your north before then selecting yes to push against it. Once you're through, then climb up the ladder, and next you'll want to search the chest in the room to find a scroll. Scroll in hand, return all the way back to the cave one final time. And yes, I understand that you're probably over this route by now. After arriving inside the cave, then board the raft to your south to reach the end of the sewer. Now run south to reach the dead end and then talk to Alamone. And after the chat's complete, a mini cutscene will begin whereby Hazeel will be resurrected and thank you, before then vanishing in a puff of smoke. After the cutscene ends, bam, quest complete. You'll be awarded 1,500 thieving experience, 2,000 coins, Hazeel's mark which is a wearable amulet, and 1 quest point. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next quest.